Okay, so after the blade is done, and it is right here, it needs cleanup after the tests, of course. I've hot formed this kydex sheath, and it snaps with the knife. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, you can. So the thing to do now is to drill holes into kydex, put rivets such as those. Oh yeah, you can see that. Put rivets into the holes and then set them with a punch. Okay, this is a punch my father made on a lathe. Incredible guy. I don't know what I would do without him. But yeah, thanking my father, I think, and explaining how much he did for me deserves another video. So yeah, I'm going off topic, sorry. So now the thing to do is to figure out where I want the eyelets to go. Oh, the lightning.
So the two parts of the kydex don't wander, okay? So I have an eyelet in, I go for another one.
So, the blade for real, it isn't held here, okay? Because when I was hot forming, I've put a tape on this part of the blade. So really, the whole knife is held here, okay? So I want a tight fit here. So I have three now. Oh, sorry. I have three eyelets now, and I have to figure out where I want the rest of them to be. So bear with me. I'll be back in a second. Now what I will do is I will set those holes. I will deburr, set those eyelets. I will deburr the holes before I'm setting the eyelets. And yeah, let's go to the next step. Okay, I figured out that if I bore those holes after I set the rest of the eyelets, then I wouldn't be able to deburr the holes, and it's a good thing I did, because it would be a pain. So now what we do is we take our punch to set the eyelets and we hit it with a hammer. Okay, that's pretty nice, not as perfect as this side.
I would, of course, prefer to have an arbor press. That would let me set the eyelets perfectly. And maybe one day I will, because lately I'm getting more and more orders. And if I do, then I can spend some money from those orders to get an arbor press. And make my product look a bit nicer. I'm setting it on this side because most people are right-handed and left-handed. But most people are right-handed, and if you are right-handed, then this will be the side that you're showing to the world. Okay? As I said before, the punch. There are punches made for knife makers to do that. But this punch was made by my father. On a lathe we have. At our workshop at home.
Okay, so yeah, we are set now. And the next step, of course, is to trim this excess away, make it look nicer, and we have to go into here. And we will have to do some adjustments here, but I will show it to you. Before I go for trimming, I just like to check if the retention is good enough and it doesn't fall off, and it slides pretty easily. It doesn't slide off as good as I want to, because we will cut this excess. Okay, this will be the point, this and this are the points of the retention. Here the blade kind of free floats because it had tape on it when I was hot forming it. Okay, so let's go to the belt grinder, of course. Okay. So now, this is very close. And what I have to do is to make this knife go smoothly in and out. Oh, you see? So much kydex dust. Okay. We'll get rid of this later. Okay, so make it go smoothly in. I have to hit this part and fold it up a bit. Okay, so let's go to the heat gun. Yeah, and it snaps nicely. It goes out nicely. And still has nice retention. So this is perfectly functional. And now what I'm gonna do, I don't think I will do this on camera. I will take, you know what? I don't like this. This will give me a little bit more of retention. I think I will put one more eyelet in here to hold this, and then I would grind this thing away. So let me check. Yeah, it works great. Okay. Yeah, I will put one more eyelet in because look at it. This is horrible. Okay, just give me a second. So the nomad knife is finished. Here is a sheath, nice Kydex sheath with some paracord. I will show you how to put it on in a second. It needs some refining, but I just rigged it for show, for video purposes. Okay, so retention, it's nice. And the knife is oily because I put oil into the sheath. It's vegetable oil, so nothing toxic. Okay, so the retention is very nice, and the blade is awesome, I have to say. And if I were to assess this knife, I would say this: it turned out more practical than I thought. Okay, the oil will wear off and leave a nice film in the end. It turned out more practical than I thought it will, and this is good news because we want practical blades. This is bad for chopping, so going into hard objects I wouldn't recommend it, because of the finger hole, of course. And if the handle was long enough for me to put my pinky on the handle here, this would work. This doesn't. Just don't do it. So chopping wood, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest, because when I posted a video from first bottle cutting testing, some people asked me, okay, but how good does it chop wood? It doesn't. It just doesn't chop wood because this is a replica of a fighting knife. So it is designed with fighting purposes. So whoever wins this, of course it will cut sausage, and it will be the most awesome EDC knife that you will never have with you. Okay, because it is too big. I can put it in my backpack and maybe I can take it to the woods, but why would I want a combat knife in the woods? So this is best used for combat testing, practicing slashes. It handles very well because it is very well balanced. Okay, just at the end, just at the start of the blade, here we have the balance of the knife. So it is very nimble. It's like a sword that has most of the balance near the handle. So it's very nimble. It isn't a typical chopper that has the point of balance moved forward. Okay, so it's easy to handle, and it has a great grip because you have a finger hole that helps you with control, and you can put your thumb at the end of the handle scales. So you have lots of control and you have lots of power. Just with knives like that, if you hit something that is hard and stiff, this can probably hurt you. It can even break your finger. So yeah, this is basically a knuckle duster for hitting. Here we have a skull crusher, let's call it. I didn't pronounce the point on this, and it's partly because of my design choice and partly because of my mistake. The thing is that I didn't harden this part, only the blade is hardened, so it would bend if you hit something too hard with it. But this would be a substantial strike, it just isn't hardened, so a pronounced tip right here could easily be smashed. Okay, and yeah, it's a great, awesome cutter, so nimble. I think we are at the length of a dagger. If you're thinking in fantasy terms, okay, you have a dagger, you have a short sword, and you have a long sword, and then you have the Zweihanders that half-orcs use. So this would be a dagger size, and this is a close combat weapon. It's good for stabbing. It's not incredible for stabbing. This point is nice, but it could be better, mostly because it doesn't have any swedges on the top. Okay, it's not very pointy at the end. It has a big belly on the blade, so it's best used for slashing and cutting. And yeah, I like it, don't get me wrong, I love it. I would love to have it for myself, and to be honest, I'm pretty sad that they will give it away, because it's a great weapon, and I like weapons. I didn't use them because I'm not a murderer, but weapons are cool. And for battle testing, for practicing slashes, it would be awesome. Yeah, I can feel it. Whoever gets it will feel it too. Okay, so one more thing. A sheath and how to use this weird system of wearing. So, the first things first, I put my hand into the loop, I put the loop over my head, and I screw it up. Did I? Nope. Okay. I put second hand into the loop, and the sheath is on my side, hanging. I don't know how well the camera catches this. So I put a knife into a sheath, and I have it under my right arm. I'm left-handed, so if you were right-handed, you would put it on the other side with the blade down. Okay, just like, I don't know, most people are familiar with samurais. They have their katanas with the blade down in the sheath. So I can go, take the knife. The most important part, because you can't put your finger into the finger hole when you are drawing the knife, and this is intentional. And there are a few reasons for that. First thing is, this is the best place for retention for this knife, so I couldn't just grind this off, it would be a loss. So 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, I grab the knife, I can go for a slash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a slasher, so every kind of fencing move, every X you can make, vertical slashes, you have so much control with the finger hole. There is a guy, I will post a link to his Instagram, because this is where I saw this first, and he was talking about small blades, because when you are working with a blade close to you, it can catch on your clothing. Okay, so the way you do this is, because you have so much control, and your pinky and your middle finger are the strongest in your grip, so this is where the strength of grips comes from. So you can put your thumb out, and you can operate with a knife with your thumb out, so it doesn't cut into clothing when you are working close with it. 1, 2. Maybe someone is coming near. I can go 1 slash low, 2 slash high, 4. So yeah, I know I'm talking about knife combat and it's not very family friendly, but this is what this knife is designed for. So I want you to have a good idea. It's not a wood chopper, it's not a fire prepper, it's a hands down combat knife. And that's it. And this is the end of the series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking along with me. I hope that you enjoyed this and I hope that you like this knife. I like it. I love it, to be honest. It's great and I'm kind of proud of myself. I will end this video on few short clips of me cutting bottles. And yeah, thanks. And I hope I will do more of that in the future. Last thing, I asked about this earlier and I asked about this on few channels of contact and I can't seem to get the answer, so I might just decide myself. But if you can, answer me in the comments. What do you want me to do next? Because I have few ideas. First things first, I have an idea to make a knife that I think the nomads would use. So the Nomad Knife 2.0, my approach, and how I would approach this nomadish close quarters spaceship close combat. Okay, so how I think this knife should work. It will have nothing to do with the game. Okay, there is no way the thing I have in mind is undoable in a miniature scale. So this will be a shorter blade. This will go, I don't know, 2 inches of a blade, not 8. Or the second thing, I can just skip my designs entirely and go for the next Infinity knife. My best bets are a Hacky Slam knife, the one that came with a Last Assassin, I don't remember it. I can post a link to a concept art. It's an incredible combat knife, a great tanto, and it needs just a bit of refining. I wouldn't chop the design as much as I did with this. And the second good contender is a knife that Ariadna Scottish Highlanders, sorry, are using, and I have a tactic kilt, so I can do a whole series making a Scottish knife in a kilt, and that's cool. So yeah, it's a strong contender. As always, thanks for watching. Bye bye.